Hello, welcome to Convict Inc. I'm your host, Robert Rosso. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you like this video, please push like and share it with your family, friends, enemies, etc. Memberships, be watching for those soon. And I'll do a video about it. So anyway, this video is going to be about, or kind of a reply or response to a video done by a guy named JD Delay. I first came across his channel, I think it was in 2023. I remember it well. I was struggling really hard with alcohol and addiction right here in this house by myself, having a really tough time. And for whatever reason, I came across this guy's channel. He's in the prison genre. Most of you that watch this already know, okay? Really a successful channel. When I first saw it, there's a lot of prison channels that have what I call caricature channels, or personas, I guess would be the better word. I remember, and I still believe he's like the Hulk Hogan of the prison channels. It works. I'm not dissing the channel at all. This guy's done some phenomenal stuff. My focus with him was in addiction and recovery. From what I understand, he works with law enforcement, rehab stuff, doing really big things. I mean, incredible, and should be commended for that. So I look up to him for those reasons. So here's the deal. He did a video last night on the ADX. This video is what I would refer to as a fluff piece, and I think a lot of content creators do fluff pieces, meaning, you know, you're in the grind, you're doing content, especially with the channel that big and like that. So you're always looking, you're grinding, right? So you put together something that's simple, or just the ADX. So you're going to get a lot of views with something like that. You just read basic stuff that it's already out there, then you give an opinion to the video. That's what he did on this video, okay? And again, when I say fluff pieces, that's not to put him down. Lot of guys, especially the big channels, do that. So here's the deal. The video is about the ADX, and he gives his opinion about prisoners in the ADX. That's what's got me here today. It wasn't, so there was inaccuracies in the video. So he put up 3 people and said these people were in the ADX, and it was Jesus Christ, Ted Kavinsky, Robert Hansen. They're both dead. They're not in the ADX anymore. So there was a mistake made there. As far as El Chapo is in the ADX. So he goes on and describes what the ADX was. Says it was started in 1994. I thought it was 95, but probably 94. They consider it the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Level 5 prison, I guess, maybe level 6. Guys are slammed down in their cells all day. They've got it now to where there's like a range of dog kennels or lanes that guys go to rec cages in by themselves. Things have changed over the year. A lot of other prisons across the United States have been modeled off this. And so for sure that's what the ADX is. What brings me here is what he said about the prisoners there. And part of it could be coming from not being in the feds and not being in the know. Other reasons, he said it could just be based on the fact he's been out a while and lost track with people in prison or something like that. But here's what he said. He goes in about solitary confinement. There's some people that are saying that the ADX is bad. I agree with him in saying that the ADX is necessary. I don't think that solitary confinement is what people, I'm even using the word, it's not true solitary confinement. But I disagree with the movement to abolish solitary confinement. With our culture being the way it is inside and outside of prison, there's no other choice. We need people slammed down that don't need to be on the main lines. However, what brings me here, like I said now 3 times, is the fact that he called all those guys in there the worst of the worst, scumbags. I think pieces of shit, and that's simply not true. JD DeLay has a interview out there where he claims, and I don't know nothing about his prison background. Again, I think the world of the guy for his addiction and recovery stuff. I have never watched his prison content, so I don't know his background. Actually, he was in some kind of a gang in Oregon. I think maybe one of the bigger gangs. I don't know nothing about Oregon gangs. Okay, says he was a prison shot caller, and so I say from somebody who had a life sentence in the feds, who was involved in gang activity, who was a prison shot caller for 3 years, that there's decisions that have to be made where you make calls to to hurt somebody or push a knife yourself or commit an act of violence. And it's guys like that end up in the ADX. It is the words of prison officials, BOP officials, law enforcement that says they're the worst of the worst. There's a lot of really good guys in there. There was also a mention, or he made reference on that video, that from a convict's perspective, that guys in prison don't sit around thinking about how fucked up it is that those guys are in there. That's not true. We sat around a lot and talked about how fucked up it was for some of those guys to be in there. And moreover, there are white guys in the federal system and elsewhere that worship a couple of the guys in there, Aryan Brotherhood members. There was, Silverstein was in there, T.D. Bingham, worship those guys. So there was a lot of guys that sit around thinking about people in the ADX or saying that it was fucked up that were slammed down. Lots of guys. I know some guys that went in there for escape. Are you a piece of shit and a scumbag and the worst of the worst if you try to escape federal prison? And your sentence is 148 years for bank robbery. I know a guy that got sentenced. If he would have been sentenced 6 months earlier, he would have got a max of 17 years. Instead, he got 148 because of a change in the law in 1987. He wanted to escape in his 20s. Got caught, went to ADX. Not a piece of shit. Really good guy. Woody Harrelson's dad, I understand that he killed a federal judge. Was he the worst of the worst and a big piece of shit? I don't know. He tried to escape, got caught with my friend, ended up in ADX. Matt Hale, white supremacist, separatist dude. We had issues. I did videos about it. I would not call him a piece of shit. It's call him a really smart guy with some skewed views in my point, but a lot of guys believe the stuff he says. And the only reason he was in the ADX was because of his influence. I don't know. Was Farrakhan a piece of shit? Malcolm X a piece of shit? He had the same views as Matt, but he's black. But I just wanted to put it out there that there's a lot of people in the ADX that are slammed down. It was also said that people are there indefinitely. That's not true either. There's a step down program. Some of the guys are put there indefinitely. They're supposed to have a review by policy every so often. I don't really know it. I haven't looked it up. But to do a piece about the ADX and just call everybody in there pieces of shit and say that other prisoners don't think about the guys in there or that we don't care from convicts' perspectives is just inaccurate. And again, I talk about the fact that, I could have ended up in the ADX. I was actually aspiring once upon a time to go there. There is some status that comes out of those places, and as warped as my sense of thinking was back then, I thought maybe I was going to earn my way. Number one is I had a life sentence for drugs. They offered me 2 years to snitch. I said no, so they gave me life because I wouldn't tell. So I was a little angry, and I wanted to earn my life sentence, and I wanted to earn it for the government. Okay, this is what you want. You're making a monster. So, and I will say that special housing unit was a place I should have been at times in my life. But let's just say I would have went out and did something terrible to an officer or to another inmate to get there. Would that make me a piece of shit? No. A lot of guys in there aren't pieces of shit. So again, maybe that just came from not knowing the federal system or not understanding guys that have done long periods of time, or guys that have done extended periods of time in the special housing unit, or guys that have never been sentenced to long periods. I don't know. But I just want people to know there's really good guys in the ADX. And he was really, really off the mark on this one. And I didn't do this video lightly. I actually worried that it can hurt me or this channel. And I reached out to a couple people about it. JD, did I call him DJ? I get it backwards all the time. Mr. Delay said to leave comments in the comment section. I was going to, and instead I decided to do a video. It is content for the channel as well. But yeah, that's all I had to say. I respect the dude for his addiction and recovery stuff. Again, I don't know nothing about him as far as prison, except he has a phenomenal channel. No matter if I say he's the Hulk Hogan and he has that, I don't even mean that to put him down. I didn't mean to say he did a fluff piece by putting him down. The guy is really doing great stuff. I think he's a really big asset to society. I just think he failed at this video. All right, that's just what I wanted to say. Take care.